When anger shows you who a person is, believe it. They'll say it was just a moment in anger, but moments like that never lie. Anger is the truth they couldn't hide anymore. It's the moment their mask slips and you finally meet who's been standing in front of you all along. You ever notice how anger doesn't create a new version of someone? It exposes the one they've been hiding. See, people rehearse kindness, they study calm, they mimic compassion. But anger doesn't need rehearsal. It's instinct. It's the raw footage of their spirit before editing. When anger shows up, it speaks from the deepest part of their character, not the one they curated for public approval, but the one they live when no one's watching. And that's why you can learn more from a 5-second outburst than 5 years of conversation. Because anger breaks the fourth wall. It tells you what love was too polite to say. It shows you what respect was pretending to feel. It tells you what fear was trying to suppress. Anger isn't always the problem. Sometimes it's the proof. It's how you find out who would humiliate you in front of others just to feel powerful again. Who would tear you down just to rebuild their ego? Who calls you names that were sitting on the tongue the whole time, just waiting for the right storm to come out? And when they say, I didn't mean it, remember, emotion may fade, but revelation doesn't. They meant it when they said it. They just didn't mean for you to hear it. Anger tells on people. It testifies, it confesses, it exposes. And if you're still trying to unsee it after it shows you the truth, that's not love, that's denial. So when anger shows you who a person is, don't argue with it. Don't justify it. Don't try to reason with it because reason can't fix revelation. All you can do is accept that you finally saw the real them. And maybe that's not punishment. Maybe that's protection. Because some truths only come out through fire. And anger is one of the purest flames you'll ever see. You can't study peace and fake patience forever. At some point, the soul wants to show its real temperature. That's the moment when the mask slips. And it usually happens in one of those unexpected moments when pressure replaces politeness, when control breaks down, and when someone's mouth finally aligns with what's been sitting in their spirit for years. You've been there, that split second where a person's tone changes, their eyes go cold, their words turn sharp, and for a moment you realize this is who they've always been. See, anger doesn't create a monster, it unmasks one. It doesn't build hate, it reveals where it's been hiding. And when people get angry, they stop auditioning. That's what makes anger holy in a strange way, because it breaks the illusion. It gives you raw footage of the soul. When someone's calm, they're performing. That's the unscripted version of the truth. They're managing their image. They're trying to look evolved, collected, spiritual, and healed. But when anger comes, it turns the lights on in their spirit. It reveals the edits. It rewinds the scenes. And suddenly, you're watching the uncut version of who they are. That's why betrayal and disrespect never come from nowhere. They've been rehearsing in silence. You just didn't have the soundtrack loud enough to hear it yet. So when anger spills over, that's not random. That's overflow. That's residue from years of pretending. You can always tell how someone truly feels about you, but what they say when they stop needing you. Because gratitude disappears fast when ego goes free. Listen closely. This is anger's hidden confession. Anger isn't just noise, it is the confession. It's every unspoken resentment, every quiet jealousy, every buried competition, every I wanted your position but couldn't say it out loud. Anger will tell you who's been smiling in your face while secretly hoping you'd fail. It will expose who's been clapping with one hand and holding a knife in the other. You don't need to overanalyze. Just watch how people treat you when they're upset. Because respect that only exists during peace is just performance art. Real love doesn't disappear during conflict, it expands to protect. Fake love turns violent the moment it's inconvenienced. And how you know the difference? Because the sacred gift is exposure. Exposure hurts, but it's sacred because what you see in anger you can't unsee. You're not meant to. Anger shows up as a reflection, and sometimes it's not to humiliate you, it's to graduate you, to pull you out of agreements that no longer serve your destiny. So when someone's anger finally shows you their truth, don't rush to fix it, don't rush to explain it, and definitely don't rush to forgive it out of guilt. You can forgive and still walk away with your peace intact because forgiveness doesn't require union. It just requires revelation. The universe doesn't waste revelations, it reveals to release. And there's a spirit behind the outburst. Every emotion carries energy, and anger, it's just an amplifier. It amplifies whatever spirit is operating in someone's life. If their core is jealous, anger amplifies envy. If their core is bitter, anger amplifies resentment. If their core is unhealed, anger amplifies wounds they never face. That's why, after certain outbursts, the room feels different. You can feel the residue. It's spiritual. That energy lingers. It's not just about the words they said, it's about the frequency they released. And that's why you can't just get over it. You have to detox from it because anger reveals more than a person's mouth. It reveals their alignment because emotional currency is control. Some people use anger like currency. It's how they buy control. They use it to silence others, to manipulate, to rewrite history mid argument. You'll hear things like, I only said that because you made me mad. No, you said it because anger finally gave your truth permission to speak. And that's the lesson. People's reactions under pressure are spiritual receipts. They tell you what you're really dealing with. Anger gives you the footage that their reputation tried to delete. And then there's the silence afterward, the calm after the confession, the apologies, the tears, the I didn't mean it, but the spirit knows better. You can't unhear what was spoken in truth. You can't unsee what anger revealed. What you can do is choose peace over performance. You can decide that you don't need to keep giving grace to someone who weaponizes it. You can decide that clarity is more valuable than connection. Sometimes God lets anger show up just to close the chapter because if they had stayed calm, you would have stayed fooled. The release. Here's the healing part. Anger is also a teacher of you. It shows you what triggers still have power over your peace. It reveals where you still overextend, overexplain, or overstay. When you witness anger in others, check your own response. Are you absorbing it or observing it? Because your growth shows up in how little energy you give to what no longer aligns. When anger shows you who a person is, don't go into retaliation, go into revelation. See what it came to teach you. Let it burn the illusion, not the peace. And there's lessons from that anger. Anger doesn't just destroy, it purifies. And anger is spiritual fire. It burns away what was pretending to be gold. When people show you their fire, don't fear it. Just don't stay close enough to get burned twice. You can love someone and still walk away with your boundaries intact. You can wish them healing and still guard your heart. That's not bitterness, that's wisdom. Because once you've seen who someone is in anger, you can never unsee it. And pretending you didn't is the most dangerous kind of denial. And there's clarity in that power. That's the aftermath. The truth is, anger is revelation disguised as chaos. It's the universe saying you've seen enough. And once you've seen enough, the test shifts from will you forgive them to will you finally believe what they've shown you. Believing the truth doesn't make you cold, it makes you free. You stop romanticizing red flags. You stop begging people to return to a peace they never helped you build. And you start protecting your light instead of proving it. So the next time anger enters the room, pause. Don't react. Watch. Because the truth never yells, it reveals. And when it does, thank it for showing you what love couldn't. Because peace isn't the absence of anger, it's the wisdom you gain after it. Anger doesn't ruin relationships, it reveals if they were ever real. And once you know the truth, don't chase what clarity exposed, because some people were never meant to stay. They were meant to show. When anger shows you who a person is, let it. Don't interrupt revelation with emotion. Don't let nostalgia defend deception, because sometimes the fire doesn't come to destroy, it comes to deliver. Let the anger speak. Let the mask fall and walk away knowing you didn't lose them, you just met them. And I want to thank you for listening to my channel. I hope the words have enlightened you further. See you on the next one. Bye bye.